Empowerment with Dr. Josefina Monasterio.
Welcome back to Empowerment with Dr. Josefina, and I'm Laura Guttridge. First off, we have to thank Bedazzled for this bedazzling dress on Dr. Josefina. I loved it. When she walked in the room today, I was just like, wow.
Bedazzle!
It's bedazzling. So go check them out there. Is it in the Kmart Plaza?
Yeah, Kmart Plaza, and her name is Amy.
Amy Mills. And yeah, they're new, aren't they?
She just moved to the Kmart Plaza. They used to be by the mall.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but she's not there. So they, I usually go to Miami or Palm Beach to buy my bedazzling things. And now we got it in Vero Beach.
Now you can save the gas.
Absolutely. That's perfect. So go check it out.
Yeah, go check it
Ask
out.
Amy. We send you.
Yes. And now to the lesson. We've been bantering around with this. The lesson's a really good lesson. It's about kind of like getting rid of old habits and say, if you say you're going to do something, do it. The statistics are we only do 3 out of 10 things.
Yes.
And as Robert was saying that, he made a good point. He said, well, if you do only 1 out of 10, I mean, at least it's something. But your point is don't tell people that you're going to do all these things and then not do them. Maybe, keep it to yourself in your mind, these things, these lists of things that you want to do. Mm-hmm. But then you have to prioritize and pick the ones that are important.
Yeah, because one of the problems of the bad habits is overcommitting yourself.
Right. And then I think that when you do that, then people who know you don't take you seriously, because it's like, oh yeah, I heard that before. Oh yeah, she said she's going to do that. Yeah, whatever. You just don't believe the person. So you lose your credibility if you say you're going to do something and you don't do it.
Exactly. And you lose your strength.
Right.
You personally,
Sure.
Because you know that you're lying. Mm-hmm. You lose that self-respect.
Right.
And that's one of the to change those bad habits, you have to be honest with yourself.
Is that where the self-sabotage comes in? Where
Exactly.
you end up hurting yourself.
Exactly.
And so it's really about, it's prioritizing, and, if it's important enough, we will do it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. But some of the issues that cause these problems, in the lesson you talk about people that can't manage their time, they wait to the last minute, they set unrealistic expectations. You can't have these pie in the sky great ideas and just never do them. I mean, you have to be realistic. And we overcommit and promise too much. I think a lot of people who are really nice do that. I think that they don't know how to say no. Yeah, because say no seems rude and mean and short, and so they say yes, but then they don't do it. So which is worse? I think it's worse to say you're going to do it and not do it than to say no.
Yeah, because we go back to square one, which is losing that self-respect. Mm-hmm. You lose your self-esteem. Mm-hmm. You lose your self-confidence. You have to live with yourself. Mm-hmm. If I say no to you, that means I'm saying yes to me. Mm-hmm. So saying yes to me will be when I say no to you because I know I won't do it. I know I have something else that I want to do.
Right.
But that is what happened, that then, it affects your whole being.
Sure.
And especially, you lose your strength.
Right.
You lose your power. Mm-hmm. Like you were saying before, people say, I know, she's not going to do anything.
Sure. And, I always like it when I have a friend who feels open enough to me to say no to something, because then I feel like I can do the same thing. Absolutely. Without them being offended, because I don't get offended by someone saying no about you want to go to West Palm and go shopping, and maybe it's not a good time for me, but it's a good time so it has to be a good time for both people, and this way you can think together. You know what I'm trying to say?
You know what? Because you know what I noticed? There is too many people who get offended too easily.
They do. That is it.
Get a life.
Right.
That offended me. So what?
I know it. And that's why I like that about us. Because if one of us is too busy, we just say so, and then we don't get offended. It's no big deal.
It's not a big deal.
Right. You can't lie and say you're going to do something and then just not show up. That's way worse.
Absolutely. And it's not good for you. It's not good for your self-esteem, your self-confidence. You lose your respect. You lose your power.
Mm-hmm. And another thing really irks me is people who find excuses that, aren't good enough excuses. Like during my pregnancy, I still made my commitment to go to the Humane Society and volunteer for the farm animals, because I'm the only volunteer for farm animals there. Everyone usually goes for the dogs and the cats there. Mm-hmm. And so throughout my whole pregnancy, when I was there last week, one of the girls there, she said, "Are you the one that was pregnant and still came here?" And she looked at me like, "How could you have done that when you were pregnant?" I said, I didn't let it get in my way. I just continued. And then she said, "Do they pay you to do that?" I said, "No." I said, "I'm a volunteer." I said, "I work on karma points." And she kind of looked at me like, "What's karma points?"
Means that what comes around goes around.
Absolutely.
And if you do good, good comes back to you.
Oh, and then there was something in the lesson that I wanted to ask you about, because I'm sure other people would have the same question. You say that you can't solve a problem on the level of consciousness that it was created. Could you explain that?
Yes. What it means that you have to start looking at that situation from a different angle. You have to get outside of the box. You have to start thinking differently. Sometimes when people, let's say you're in the trunk of your car and you try to put a box, it seems that it doesn't fit, right? Mm-hmm. But somebody says, "Oh no, it's not gonna fit there." And then somebody else comes and put it in a different angle and it fits perfectly. Have you ever had that experience?
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
right.
So the same thing with life. We have to start, there is no one way to solve the problem. Mm-hmm. You have to look at it from a different angle. You have to change the paradigm. You have to see it. Let me look at it from that perspective. So it's the same when you try to solve a puzzle. Mm-hmm. You try different pieces. So that what happens is we get focused, and this is the way it has been done before. This is the way we always do it. And you get stuck.
Right.
In that one way of thinking. Mm-hmm. It's like the same principle when people thought that the earth was flat. And Columbus came to say, "No, I don't think so. I think it's round." Mm-hmm. So he was thinking from a different paradigm, from a different point of view. So the same thing with life. We have to get outside of the box. We have to start, let me see this differently. And I know if I see it differently, I will solve it.
Yeah, it's getting different perspectives.
Absolutely.
And different ideas from
and that's
people.
why when you go to a counselor or you come to see somebody like me, a coach, we help you to see it from a different angle, because
Right.
no perception creates reality.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and that's where the CDs come in, and the
And a
workbook.
book.
Yes, the workbook to go along with it.
Yeah, they come together. So if you need help and if you don't have time to come into the office, you call and 778-8877 and you follow through the CDs and the workbook, and it will change your life. Robert, do we have to go? Do we have to take a break? Well, we have 30 seconds. Say something.
Well, so, okay. Is there like a sequence of these? Or
Yes.
can you mix them and match?
Oh, yeah, no, it's just like, well, you can
A
mix
series.
it, if you want to work on your attitude, okay, listen to your CD, attitude, CD, look, check with the workbook and attitude,
Okay.
what it says about attitude. And then, you're just building the foundation to create the life you want. And that's what you need. That's what
Right.
most people need, a foundation so you can build the castle that you wish.
Absolutely.
Do we need to take a break, Robert? We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with the lesson. Thank you, baby.
Thank you.
Empowerment with Dr. Josefina Monasterio.